Hi. Um, it's been so long since I've been live. Let me finish typing this in real quick. I'm a rookie again. Is an event or a reset? Share. What you? Oh, sorry, Sarah. But yay. Okay, and scroll down to okay, and banner. La la la. Okay, there it is there. Let's see if it lets me see comments in here. His StreamYard did some updates, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to see comments. So I'll probably have to do it in um, the black screen place. I did post the link to come in and share. It's been a while since I've been on YouTube. I actually went and checked and saw that I had a video that I took of the skies that I never even posted. So I went ahead and released that today. You guys did check that out. The sky phenomena is amazing. And I still see things in the sky all the time. And it still affects me when they're coming over. My ears ring really loud. And to the point I can't sleep because it's so I'm thinking it's technology or some kind of a technology frequency that is hitting my ears to a point that it's very disruptive. So I don't know if you guys are having those kind of phenomena go on with you, but I do, and I know to go outside and you know film it because they're heavy in the sky usually, and my ears are ringing terribly. People like to call it tinnitus and stuff, but I found that, some people can hear it and others they can't at all, and it doesn't bother them. And that it's like, wow, that drives me crazy that I have to hear it. And we lose sleep and stuff over that. It's a very high pitch frequency. And it's got me to thinking about when people say, raise your vibration, raise your vibration. Well, we know that in music, when they went off, I think it was like 2 points off of the harmonious frequency, it made a different outcome in our reality, in plant life, and in our life, and what goes on in our body, and things like that. But if we stay at the harmonious frequency, then we're healthier and we're happier. And just like getting sunshine during the day, you need to get at least 30 minutes. At least I do. Um, Even if I'm feeling bad or whatever, I go outside at least 30 minutes to get some sunshine because it makes a world of difference. So it makes me think about, a lot of people say we need to raise our frequency. Well, when these ships are going by, to me, that's a higher frequency to the point that it annoys my ears. I can hear it. And as we're more sensitive towards the ether and towards each other with empathic abilities coming back into our awareness, it just seems like raising our frequency to match something that is not harmonious with plant life and with animal life and with each other um, could be problematic. And I've been trying to lower my frequency, so to speak. So, because I notice if I'll hum or even a mantra, when I'm having the ears ringing with those things flying over, um, my ears feel better and my body feels better. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. Um, I did, like I said, I wanted to try and pin that. I don't know if I can pin it in here. There's not many people. Hi, JJ. I've missed you, sweetheart. I hear buzzing like machinery boring through the earth below me. I can't sleep at night. There's something else that I found out. I hope the sound's coming through good because it's like buffering over here on the black screen. It's not letting me know if my stream's coming through clear or not. Let me know because I had to rehook up my microphone and this is on a different computer and what a freaking nightmare. Anyways, let me put that out. You know how there's people that say the earth is flat? Okay. And then you got others that say, no, it's a globe. Well, I have had some experiences or I've seen some things in travels where I've seen flat realms. And what from what I understand, like if you look even in scripture and things like that, it talks about the garden and then it talks about, Adam and Eve and all that. And Genesis, what I've noticed is there's a Genesis one account of creation. And that creation is done through voice and vibration, and it brought forth. And then the second one seems to be a different type because now they're grabbing and they're sowing seed into the ground and they're having to work the soil. And then they bring him, each animal and he names them. And then at the end, he said that there was no suitable mate for him. I mean, I'm going to try and keep this PG, but it seemed to me like I call it weird science, when you try to manipulate and they still do it today. If you think about like, Plum Island, where they mix species together or, even modern medications and things like that, or they just do scientific experiments. Mankind does. We try to make things a better place, but sometimes we make a lot of mistakes. Or crossbreeding dogs, even to make some kind of a pedigree with a mixed species of an animal. And I've seen these little monkeys that have recently surfaced, and made me want to cry because I could tell they were a mixed species of two and I'm almost thinking Homo sapiens in there because of their need for cuddling and coddling and just like we like to hug and we need attention. And these, if you even set them down for a minute, they freak out. These little monkeys do, and they're a new breed. And when I was watching, I was like, "What the heck is this?" And everybody else is like, "But it's a monkey." I'm like, "Well, if it's a monkey, it doesn't have hair on its face, and its fur is more like our hair. But it has a little monkey face, but it's very, very needy." Um, it was really weird to see that and to see how some people would just think that's normal. That's normal. I've seen spider monkeys. I've seen little monkeys that people have as pets, and they're kind of maniacs. They'll grab their poop and throw it at you. I mean, monkeys are funny, but these monkeys didn't act like that. They wanted to cuddle and hug, and if you set them down, they cried. And I was like, oh man, this is terrible. So, anyways, back to the Genesis story. In the second one, they had to bring him the animals, and then he named them. They had to bring the seed over, and then said that the Lord, and anybody that knows what the Lord is man, mankind. Mankind is considered a Lord or a Yah. Um, didn't create rain yet, okay? And if we look at the flood story, it didn't rain until after that flood. So it's like the hints are there if we can pick up on them. And the Adam and Eve, then they grabbed Eve. Where did they get her from? They probably got her off the planet or the place that was paradise, right? And took her over somewhere else to this Adam. Anyways, Adam wasn't able to go back and forth, but the others that brought the stuff over, they were. So nosy me, I like to introspect and go on a little journey and check out what the heck it was that I found. And um, there's a planet. Well, there was a planet. If you look right between Jupiter and it's between Jupiter and us, I think. There's a asteroid field, and it doesn't go all the way around, but there's an asteroid field there. And if you listen to like the Galactic Federation or any of those kind of resources, they talk about Lemuria, which was also a continent that was named Mu, and Atlantis, and that they came from that planet that was destroyed, and that they came here because there was a war and it destroyed their planet. Well, nosy me, I went back and I wanted to check it out. And what I found was, people say we're a living soul. What if you found out your soul is like your rocket queen or whatever to help you when you are done here? Vroom, it's like a rocket to send you home. But what they were doing was taking souls out of beings and they used it as energy. And we can see that reflected today with solar power. It's always in the verbiage. That's what drives me crazy. So war didn't happen over there, but they brought war here. Just like my God's better than your God. We're gonna go to war over it. Things like that. And that's just not true. Anyways, the flat realms, if you're going to travel somewhere to another place and visit, you have your own private realm, just like the first two. There would be like two, from what I understand. There's two beings that have reached the status, and they watch over, like a planet, and then they raise them up, and then they will then watch over their another planet. Let me get a drink. I know this sounds bizarre, but I mean, I've had a lot of weird stuff happen. Even the heavenly hosts, they're not very friendly. I'm not trying to scare anybody, but they're just not very friendly at all. I don't get along with them. Anyways, and I get along with everybody normally, but they just aren't as friendly as I thought. And they don't have wings either. So I don't know where the wings came in. But the ones I've seen, they don't have wings or anything like that, but they're just not very friendly. Anyways, I'm laughing about it, but it's really not funny because they have like divine power and stuff. And man, I've had my butt kicked so many times by them. That's why I say they're not very friendly. They're not a happy-go-lucky bunch. I'll just put it that way. Anyways, so you have them, okay, but they ended up making like a council of them instead of there being two that watch over an area. There's a council of them, and one of them up there is called Metatron. But Metatron is not what we think it is. It's really weird. The whole council setup is very odd. And not only that, eyes open up there, and I've seen him in IRL here. And I was like, isn't that breaking divine law? I mean, you're not supposed to have eyes open up there and eyes open down here, right? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like, what are you doing there in a position with divine power and you're walking around here and you don't seem to struggle like everybody else? It's like, things that make you go, When I say it's been, why I've been online, it's been very strange. I've had a lot of confrontation with these beings. I mean, they could be really friendly to some, I guess, but I seem to have been pets with them because, I'll call them out. I'm like, ooh, hold on a minute. Why are you taking souls? Why would you do that? Does it souls really make you a living being? What about your consciousness? Your consciousness is directly linked to your spirit. All your body is just an avatar. And I even asked him, I said, who locked us in this pigskin? I'm sorry, but I did. I asked him, who locked us in the pigskin? I'll check to see if JJ jumps in with me. I'd love to talk to her. Anyways, I was like, who locked us in this pigskin? And, why? How come now a soul, which is supposed to be like a little rocket to get us home, makes us a living being? And how come you use souls as renewable power? So if you're familiar with Atlantis and Lemuria, or aka Mu, they got permission from the Galactic Federation to come here, So it's said, I'm not going to poo-poo anybody's theories or anybody's research or how they communicate with the divine, because there's multiple ways, and I'm not going to say one's right and one's wrong, because they've all been validated to one degree or another. But Atlantis and Mu, or Lemuria, those continents sunk. Well, if you look towards the Antarctic area, you can see a blink from the ocean, like a blink coming from underwater. And that's a part of what I would say would be old Atlantis. So I went in and dove in, kind of like, I guess it would be kind of like, what do you call it? Remote viewing or something, because I wanted to see what the heck that blinking was. And that's what it was. It was solar power. And, just like at CERN, they're smashing atoms together. And when we look at what happened in, was it China, with the hurricane that came in there, and it messed up the nuclear power. Each one of our cells has a nucleus. And then we look at electricity, and we're considered LOI, electricity. They plugged us in. And I argue with them, and I mean, I'm not trying to be unkind or anything, but I want to know the truth. I want to know what happened. How can we ever fix things for ourselves and others if we are, we don't know. We don't know the truth. And I even question the deity. Why would you not want people to know the difference in between good and evil? I mean, wouldn't you want them to know that? And they said, yeah. And they said it was a tree of technology. Technology is a good thing, but we don't have to plug it in. And we shouldn't be messing around in the ether by sending frequencies out that are disruptive to us, as my ears and stuff, or cause sleep disturbances. I mean, I know that it sounds crazy, and I've had to wrestle with this for a long time about, shoot, am I even seeing anymore? I don't like the stuff I'm seeing. I thought we had privacy in our homes. I thought many, I almost think, think to myself like, gosh, I wish I could step back to when I didn't know what the heck was going on, because sometimes ignorance is bliss. Nobody wants to know that there's these beings that can travel, and they're around us all the time. I even questioned when it says that Jesus he saw the man in the graveyard, and they couldn't really bind him very well, so they bound him in chains in the graveyard, and he took the what do they call them? Demons or demons? Anyways, he took like these demons out, and he cast them into the pigs. And I'm like, why would he do that? If I came across the demons, I'm getting rid of you. I'm going to say, mm-mm. And then the pigs ran into the water, and then, of course, they'd be set free back into the ether, right? Or where would they go? I mean, I know I ask I ask questions, but I mean, I am a curious, a mankind being that wants the truth. And now that I've got this far, it's like, okay, hold on a minute. How come things aren't adding up? They're not, they're not, uh, what I once thought was the truth. As I've moved on, my mind gets blown a lot, and I don't like it. I like to be on a steady foundation and know what's going on. And we're also getting more and more sensitive. Like when you go around a lot of people, a large group of people, they could have an array of different things going on with their body or in their mind or things like that. And then we're in there, and then we kind of pick it all up. And it's like, shoot, we have to kind of, learn how to set that stuff down. Like I said, raising my vibration ended up being something that was not harmonious to me physically. That makes sense? I got 3 people watching. I've been gone for, my gosh, DJ, when was the last time I was even on here? Let me go over here where I can see the things. Do you know the last time I was live? Do you remember? I'm going to type to you. It's just, I had something weird happen, and I've shared a little bit with her. She's a sweetheart. And I don't really like to talk about it. I mean, because it's so weird. It's not normal. Now, I've heard a lot of people are no longer, they call it astral travel. 222. Wow. Oh, man. I missed you, sweetheart. The link's in there. I mean, there's hardly anybody watching. This we can talk. But I know I told you a little bit about it, what happened when I was in my swimming pool. About, ooh, I got pulled out of my body and went to this place, and that's where I met this council. One of them, anyways. And on my way back, I heard these. I had like deja vu, and I was really dizzy, and I heard this goo, goo, goo. I was like, what the frick was that? And then wherever I was at that point, it was different. I'm like, where the heck did they throw me? What rabbit hole? I feel like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. I'm trying to follow that yellow brick road, not of gold, but the yellow brick road to get back to where I was before, where, I had a gentle teacher in the ether that was guiding me through versus like war. And when they pulled me up there, I said stuff up there in that light language. And whatever I said, I think I made them mad. But oh no, they aren't very keen with me. They're not very happy-go-lucky campers with me, and you can tell. I can tell when they're around. I can feel them. They're a heavy. Divine presence is like it's weighty, but it depends because, like I said, the other one was so gentle before the thing happened, and then I was told, I was in a new territory. I'm in somebody else's territory. I'm like, what the frick does that mean? What does that mean? I'm in somebody else's territory. I'm still at my house. I'm looking around. All my stuff seems to be, close to being the same. I did have some things come up missing and strange stuff like that, but like someone else's territory. What does that mean? Who gave you the territory? And are you anointed to have this territory, or did you just stick your feet down and say, I'm going to be the Yah, Lord? Wait, and this is where my territory is, and I'm pitching my thing and saying this is my territory. Very different from the being that I met when I was 15. And I know she also knows it, but it blew my mind when this little girl, and they weren't religious or anything, but she painted him and she called him Jesus. And I met him, and he didn't look like Jesus to me, but he was wearing a pullover polo and Levi jeans, because the time that it was, I was 15 and I was hit by a car, and I was in the hospital for quite a while. I didn't know who my parents were. I didn't know nothing because I was gone. I went somewhere else. But where I went was awesome. I mean, the flowers were colors I can't even describe. And they danced, and the place was just gorgeous. And I was like, ooh, I like it here. I didn't go through a tunnel or nothing like that. I just looked. I saw me laying in the street. I saw the cars all stop. I saw the ambulance pull up. And I just rolled, and boom, I was there. And I started walking, and I sat on this log under the tree, and I felt unconditional love there. And it was just gorgeous. And then this male being came walking up to me. And as he walked up, it amplified the unconditional love. So I would have thought of him as being like a Jesus type character. But then when this young lady painted, I think the one of the portraits is called the Prince of Peace. And because she was a little girl, I think she was like 8 when she painted that. But she used to have face to face encounters with him. And I guess you wonder when she got older, she wouldn't be able to see him so clearly. And she's very talented. And a friend of mine on Discord said, "Hey, have you looked at this picture?" And as soon as I looked at it, I was like, "Oh my gosh, that is the guy. That's the man that I talked to up there." I call it my 6-day long conversation. The first thing when he walked up, they said was, "You don't have to go back." And I was like, "Cool. I like it here. I don't want to go back." And then we start talking about some things in life, my mom, and then we negotiated what kind of condition I'd be in because you come back to improve somebody's life or change I didn't have to do anything. Don't get it wrong. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to give anybody any messages. I didn't have to do anything special. I just had to exist. That's it. But my existence then came into question because if I'm going to come back and they were told I wouldn't walk or talk or, function the same with the serious injury I had, well, that's going to suck for them because I'll have to take care of me for life. So then we had to negotiate those terms. And as soon as I was satisfied, I guess I just jumped out of there and ended up back here. And because before I got pulled to someone else's territory, he said, "Nobody's ever done that before." He says, "You don't have to go." They're like, "Good. I don't have to go. Woo, let's go." So it was kind of mind boggling to him, but it was really mind boggling to me when I saw that image. I was like, "Holy moly, that's what he looks like." He doesn't have long blonde or brown wavy hair at all. I mean, I think it was her handle is Sup or something like that on Discord. I don't go on Discord anymore, but she shared that with me, and it just, when you have a moment where your hair feels like it's all like ooh standing up, but in a good way. It just blew my mind that somebody else had seen this specific being. He's unique looking. He's beautiful. His eyes are captivating. And, he's just, it's unconditional love that I felt in there. And it amplified, like I said, as he walked up. It's a beautiful place. Um, it's just, I question, I'm like, well, nah, it can't be Jesus because he doesn't have that long hair. He doesn't have and I didn't see scars on him. So I don't know. Maybe I wasn't looking for him because he had shoes on, so I wouldn't have seen those. And in his hands, he pulled this thing out, and it made like a screen, and we were able to see different directions and stuff for based on different decisions. If I would have stayed there with him, how the difference would be. And then we started negotiating. Like I said, I was there for 6 days. I had some flickers in back here and then back there. Majority of time was spent there. But I'd have to say the getting pulled felt like that. I had like a little flickers of my backyard. But I was in front of these large gathering. I was standing like on a balcony, and the guides that were with me all the time, one was on this side, one was on that side, and I was talking to them. And then I got pulled from there, another being, ooh, and then I saw, it was like, somebody was sitting maybe in a Bema seat, maybe, I'm not sure, but there was only one being there, and I talked to him for a few minutes, and then I went back, and then I ended up back in my body here. So, and ever since then, like I said, I don't even know what I said to these beings, but apparently I made them mad. They put me in a different territory, and they haven't been very friendly. But I don't know. I don't understand. So if I don't understand, why be mad at me, right? Hi, Prelim. How are you? Hi, Screaming Engine. Yeah, it has. It has been a long time because I've been going, hi, Michael Fontaine. How are you? Because I've been going through a lot since that happened. Now, and then all of a sudden, ships and all that stuff started showing up in my sky, so I started filming that, and then I started seeing them in my home. And then I saw this being that the only way I could describe it is they looked like they flowed like water, but they were humanoid in shape, and they were crouched down by my air conditioner. And I went. It was nighttime, and I walked out there, and I said, "Hey, what are you doing over there?" And they stood up and they walked towards me, and they were translucent, but it looked like water. And I heard their mind. They were like, "I can't believe she could see me." I said back to him, "Well, I can't believe I can hear you. Aren't water walkers supposed to be blind, deaf, and dumb?" I mean, that's what that council said. Blind, deaf, and dumb. Are you a water walker? What are you? And it walked right past me and it left. It didn't cause that one didn't cause me any problems. No grief, no nothing. I think I freaked that thing out more than, you know, then he freaked me out. I just, saw something by my air conditioner crouched down. But if I can't see you, why are you ducked down by my air conditioner? Right? Think about it. Why would you duck down by my air conditioner if I'm not supposed to be able to see you? Yeah, things like that. So I've had to wrestle with my mind too and say, try and stay sane and also grieving, missing Shannon terribly, trying to overcome that because, that COVID stuff started right when I started to go to a counselor, right after that happened to her. And then finally things are lighting up on that. So I'm dealing with grief and then I'm dealing with this weird stuff. But I started waking up in 2000. So that part, was pretty steady, but still, this has thrown me for a loop because it's like, whoa, it's like night and day, Jekyll and Hyde. And I actually am getting to the point where I'm asking, okay, the two that fought over Moses's body, I was raised Christian, so I always like to refer it to a biblical terms because I'm familiar with that. I'm not familiar with the Galactic Federation of Light, but there's a lot of people that are. And with the ships and all that weird stuff, I can see where they're coming from with Lemuria and Atlantis and all that stuff. So this is how I am able to try to wrap my noodle around it. But I said, if Satan and God, when they called God, Yahweh, or whatever, were fighting over Moses's body, they're both created beings then, right? Because a created being would fight over something like that. Why would a deity that created all of us ever fight over us? They would just say, come on, I got you. And we're gone. There wouldn't be any fighting over anything. It would just be that way. I mean, do we believe that there's one deity that created us through the spirit and they spoke it into existence? The deity that I met when I was talking to the gentle one, they are two consciousness. They're one being. We all live in their body, but they're male and female. And I've told them several times because they argue. I'm like, if I knew how to separate you two and give you a divorce, I'd figure it out. You guys argue a lot for being stuck together. But they don't argue over stuff like that, though. I mean, it's kind of funny to listen to them. And then they're still around. So don't get me wrong, even though I'm having this problem with, and I'm going to just say it. Everybody that sits on that council is, in my opinion, same as us, creation. I know I'm a part of creation. I don't try to lift myself up and say I'm deity. I would think that would be pretty haughty. And not only that, it's like, what? Okay. Well, then, all right, deity, make me then. Show me how you make life, show me. I'm not talking seasonals, and let's stop talking about the legend of the fall that we have to celebrate every year. Let's stop putting everybody in pine boxes underground and reproducing, but let's start showing creation. I mean, if you're sitting on a council saying you're the creator, create. When's this death going to be swallowed up in victory? When's this sorrow all going to stop? But to me, they look like people. They honestly just look like people. Let me see. This doesn't even show me comments anymore in here. How come? Anybody know anything about what they updated or took away from us in here? YouTube doesn't support comments on private videos. My video's not private, is it? Is it private? Okay. No, I don't know. I can't. 7 years for me since the Mandela. And see, what I saw when I started, investigating around and looking, and I mean, I was having to dive deep. I had to get these things to subside. I'm just saying, some of these ones they're just not very friendly at all, and they don't want you questioning them. And I'm still asking them, well, what the heck did I say when in the backyard I got yanked up there? What did I say to you to piss you off? First of all, they shouldn't have grabbed me, right? I mean, they grabbed me. I did not the other way around. Now I already spoke light language, and I could pretty much on this side when I'm speaking it, I can understand it. But it wasn't like that. It was like when I was 15. I had a few flashes, of in the hospital and stuff, like little blip blip. But I was mainly over there with that gentleman. I was just, I mean, he's just so sweet. And then find out that I should pull that picture up for you guys. I don't know if you've seen it. Let's see if I remember how to do that. I'll try and pull that up and show you what that man. I mean, it blew my mind. Let's see, Jesus painting Prince of Peace. She did this one when she was 8 years old. Oh man, still gives me the heebie-jeebies when I look at it, because this is what this guy looked like, and to me, it wouldn't have been Jesus. He didn't have the long, wavy hair, and how he's portrayed to all of us every day. Let's see, this is a good one. Okay, now let me see if I can share it. Okay, is it present? Present. Share screen. Share. I don't have two monitors. Share screen works best. Okay. Hold on. Now show me that again. Share screen. There it is. Sure. Okay. Is that big enough for you guys? I can't be at both places at once. Let's see. Vanessa B.A. I don't know Vanessa B.A. Can you guys see this picture? I'm trying to share it. Let me see if I can get a bigger one. Alkine. She did this painting. See, here's a bunch of them. That she did. She painted all these. See, there she is. She's like 8 years old. She did they took a picture of her, this little girl, Akine Kramarkin, and she's painting this. And this is what he looked like, though. He had curly hair. I don't remember his beard being this full, but he did have one. But he was clean looking. It's just mind blowing. And when I saw this picture, I was like, oh my gosh, okay, well, Jesus is real, because that little girl saw him and painted him. And I saw that gentleman when I was 15 when I got hit by a car. And I know that I flatlined at least 3 times complete in the 6 days that I was in the hospital. One was the surgery that, well, I was only able to say, my foot hurts when I was in the hospital, and I didn't recognize anybody. I couldn't even understand their language because I was like flickering. My parents said I didn't know who they were at all. I mean, it was terrible. But the surgery I had to have, they cool your body down and they have to stop your heart and stop your blood because the surgery I had, when you have a head injury, especially an aneurysm, there's a grave possibility that you'll bleed to death and fast. So they kind of have to stop everything. Hurry up, get in there, remove it, find where the bleed is, cauterize it, and get you put back together again. And then, the longest part is getting to it. Now they don't cool you down while they're doing that part when they're using the bone saw and all that. It's only when they open it up, they stop everything, and then warm you back up and bring you back. Not with shock paddles or nothing like that. You warm up and then your rhythm will just start again. So I know that was one time. And then I was allergic to the pain medication they were giving me after the surgery. They were giving it. I didn't know codeine could be intravenous, but they said no vomiting, no laughing. You won't want to put any pressure because they put my skull back in. There's a plate. And there's a little gap right there. So they put me on this pain medicine. I kept vomiting. And I mean, I was out of it. That was the second time. On the first time was at impact. When I went and I hit on the street, I whacked my head and cracked my skull, and I was out of my body. So there's at least 3 times that I know that, I was out. And I didn't really come back until I made that decision, and then I just kind of vanished. And, I was back. But he kept to his promise, though. I'm able to maintain a life independently. I'm not a burden on him. And, so, and he's definitely, I mean, I would have compared it to a Jesus type experience, but I had no idea. Because he didn't look like, quote unquote, and I'm 15. So, my mom's making me go to Lutheran church, and Jesus has got long wavy hair, and, Jesus Christ superstar, but he wasn't unattractive or anything, but it's just, blew my mind. Anyways, so I've talked to him a few times, and I've talked to deity, and, like I said, they're male and female, and they argue. Where did my earbud go? They argue, and it's funny to listen to them argue. But Yah, I looked it up, and it means Lord. And a lord would be like a lord and a lady, a king and a queen, a prince and a princess, a lord and lady, and duke and duchesses. And it's just the terminology. And, if you call somebody a Yah, you're calling him a lord. I could look that up too and show you guys for sure. Let's do it this way. Yeah, he is beautiful, JJ. I mean, my goodness. Definition of, it's Hebrew word. La 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 la. Okay. Oh, they're gonna use it as God's name. Okay, yeah. Yah is used in representation of British upper class. Yah is a short form of the personal name of God, Yahweh, which also means he who creates life. This council, I have not yet seen him create life. It's probably why they don't like me. Yah's not the name of God either. They tell me it's Hashem, the unpronounceable, because everybody has a little piece of it. They have the spirit in them. So I'm not saying that we're deity. I'm saying that they shared a piece of them in each one of us. So And that could be why we're moving along. And I did title this one, is it a reset or an event? An event or a reset? I think we messed up a reset, to be quite honest with you. Maybe that's why they're so mad and pissy with us. Okay, maybe I don't want Hebrew. Let's just get the word. Hebrew, they do call him Yahweh. Yeah, it's an informal word for yes, often used to express disgust, contempt, defiance, or derision. It may also be a way to show your dissatisfaction or lack of enthusiasm. That's funny. I never heard that definition before. But anyways, when I looked it up, and when you say like Yah, and then you say way, Lord's way. It's the Lord's way. And it's like, which Lord? Which Lord do you want us to do it like? I'm going to put the thing in there again, see if somebody wants to come in. And, okay. And here. You guys want to share anything, because it's been, I don't know how to put it. They declared war on me. Is that, I mean, these beings declare war on me. I was like, oh, what do you do about something like that? They declare war on you. You don't really have much say so, right? Uh-oh. Messed up. Oh, I can't. Hang on. Uh-oh. 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 I got logged out. Am I still live? Oh, shoot. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm such an amateur. Oh, my gosh. Don't ask me my password. Freaking A. Freaking A. Now I can't see the chat. Give me a second. What the heck is my freaking password? Okay. That might be it. Oh my gosh. I am such a rookie. Let's try that. I'm embarrassed. Okay, there I am. Hey. Okay. Okie dokie. Now I'm not in the black screen room. All right, did I put, okay, no, I didn't. Here we go. Let's try it. Paste. Ooh. Okay, and now can I pin it? Let's try. Pin it. There you go. If anybody wants to join in, now it's pinned. But anyways, after I had that, and they took me. And this is weird. They keep calling me my daughter. By my daughter's name. I'm like, excuse me, wrong one. You got mama. And I was still alive. What'd you pull me up here for? But then they declared war. And I was like, well, why? And then I heard that I heard that in an audible voice when I was going through that. This is when I left and headed back this way. I guess I know how to do that since I did it when I was 15, right? You know, I've sent one learned trick. I kept it, and then I jumped out there and came back to my body. I was like, I don't like this council. They're mean. I'm gonna boogie woogie and go back home. Anyways, I heard they wanted to kill father in his own house. Okay, where does he live? Why are you telling me this? I'm not gonna do it. And if it has anything to do with that gentleman that I met when I was 15, no freaking way. He's a sweetheart. I'm not gonna hurt him. I don't even know why they told me that. And where does that mean? His own house? Isn't everything inside God's body to some degree or another? Anyways, oh, you're on Safari. Are you on Safari for real? Like, in the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps at night. Are you on a safari? Patrick, you better put some pictures up and put them up in our private room. And yeah, I'm going to have that Brenda chick, I'm going to boot her. It doesn't work on StreamYard. Oh! Never mind. You say you're on safari. I'm like, huh? I got all excited. Take some pictures of the lions and the monkeys and the zebras. Put them up on Facebook. Don't tell me you're on safari. I guess I got all excited. Metatron. Metatron. I don't like Metatron. Okay. You really don't want to know my opinions on this stuff. I've had it out with Metatron too. I fired them all. I fired all the guides too after I came back because the spirit that I had before me was one way. And then when after that, he was a different way and he was telling me different stuff. And I was like, I think you're full of crap. Why would you misuse the power of giving someone like a Holy Spirit anointing? And then, since 2000, tell them one thing, which pretty much matched up with the one she met when she was 15. I was 15. And then pull me up, and then everything changed. I'll tell you about Metatron. I'll give you my opinion on Metatron, JJ. No problemo. Metatron, that title knows that I have opinions about that specific position in that council. Anyways, Metatron's supposed to be like the voice of God, okay? Whatever. Even Enoch. How many of you guys remember that Enoch, seventh from Adam, took the petition for the fallen angels, right, to God, face to face? And God said, they should be doing that for you, not the other way around, blah, 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 in scripture. Now, Enoch is also Metatron, just in case you were wondering. The seventh from Adam. Now he went to them and he wrote down their petition and went to sleep and had a dream. I'm like, no, he didn't. I remember the good book telling me he went up there face to face with the creator of all, and he took the petition for them up there. Now, no, he got it in a dream. Look in your book. Do you guys remember that he took the petition for those that, I guess what they say, they left their first estate, blah, blah, blah. And sounds like mechanical. Gosh darn, Patrick, you're, I didn't even have to tell you that one, did I? That, you picked up on that one really quick. Technology. And they use, well, we have it today. You got to think about this. Some of the software and some of the technology that we have, you can look like somebody else and say something, and their mouth will move, and it'll sound like their voice, but it's not them. You know what I'm saying? Right? Wink, wink, Patrick. But I had it out with that Enoch dude. His name's not Enoch either. But yeah, I met him. I was like, where'd you put these things? Wait, didn't you lock up a few? Where did you put them? Why would you do that? Why would you keep something that you consider wicked or evil or whatever so close to mankind? Right? Would you, if you were a deity, just humor me for a minute. If you're a deity, and let's say we have hamsters, okay? We have a whole bunch of hamsters, and you are the creator of hamsters. And the hamsters got trees and fruit and everything, right? And then someone that was working with you, an underling, another creative being, got mean and aggressive. Are you going to take that mean, aggressive being and go and lock it up there with all your little hamsters? Huh? No. I take that creative being and bring it home, and whatever I did to create it, I'd uncreate it, especially if it's going to cause harm. So a lot of things are just common sense. So I had it out with that that Enoch guy, and that Metatron position, excuse me, that's where they had Christ standing. I'm like, what the frick are you doing over there? Because when I got pulled up there, I was like, what are you doing over there? Aren't you supposed to be Judge Mercy? Why aren't you over here? I had a lot of questions because I could see them and I didn't like it. There was a lot of them, and they were males, predominantly male in there. I didn't see females. Um, it was just weird. I need to talk to JJ on the phone offline and share with her so maybe she can put some perspective on this. But I went to the low house, what they would consider low house, the hell, whatever. And I met the nicest people there. Seriously, not the council, but the ones that would be residents. But they couldn't get out. They couldn't, even with the soul, they couldn't get out of the earth, all the traps and stuff to go home. It was just weird, but they were nice. And I don't know. I don't want to go to heaven. I told Jesus that his name is not Jesus, it's Joshua. But I told him, I said, I don't want to go to heaven. I've seen it. I don't like it up there. That's a trap. You have to stand there all the time. What are you doing? Are you in a physical body? Because you left in a physical body. How can you stand there like that all the time? And also, here's another food for thought. He said he's been there 14,000 years and he never seen anyone on the judgment floor. I'm like, 14,000 years? They tell us it's only been 2 with the frickaroo. Not saying my information is accurate. I'm just saying these are some mind-blowing things that, I've come across through these past few years since the pool in the backyard. And I don't know. I mean, what do you do when the divine beings declare like a war on you? The best you can, I guess, right? It's really weird. I will talk to you, JJ, and I'll open up more with you. I'm really not comfortable really talking about this very much. It's been a fight in the ether realm, and even wordplay. I put petitions forward to the I am. I call them the I am, about wordplay, spell magic, saying chants and things like that. I was like, why does that work? If you're not anointed, then you're not anointed. If you're anointed, then you're not going to do stuff like that to somebody else anyways, because your heart's not turned that way. But calling now, we went from dial-up internet, remember? It was like really super slow, but we thought, woo, we're the cool kids on the block because we got a computer in our house. Not everybody had them. Now everybody's got them. And then it went to the internet and the World Wide Web. Now it's an Ethernet. Does that give them permission to come into your home because you plugged into the Ethernet? Because they changed the name of the cord that you plug into? I call bullshit on that. I say, fine, then just call it the internet or World Wide Web. Except for I don't like the World Wide Web now that I saw the Earths and I saw the flat realms too. Everybody is kind of trippy. We all have a flat realm of our own. You and your people call them twin souls or twin flames and things like that. But we really do have a partner. We're danced in pairs. That's how they explain it to me. We're danced in pairs, like how they are. They're male and female. They dance us in pairs. So it's like you have a beloved. So anyways, you have a realm. It's flat. It's huge. But then again, you're not exactly a tiny tot either. We're very small compared to what we really look like. I've seen several of you guys out working. We have a side of us that we're not quite aware of. And this is the little saying that they tell me all the time. There's nobody better to look after yourself than yourself. So you have a divine side that's always watching after you, and it's you. Um, and like I said, I've seen many of you guys out there, and you're just sweethearts. But you say, let's say the elements: earth, wind, fire, water. We'll just stick with the four. It's gone up to like, I don't know, 16 different elements now. We put ether in there, and then they put energy, and then they put all kinds of stuff in there. But anyway, let's just say earth, wind, fire, water. If we're in harmony, your divine side, let's say your earth, okay, then the earth is going to be flourish, okay, and then, but it's just a natural part of you. It's one of the facets of you. And when we're in harmony with each other, not warring with each other, it places like paradise. Does that make sense? That's, I try to keep things simple because I always tell them, keep it simple for stupid me, because I don't get it. I don't understand. And I don't understand why those things got so mad. So mad at me after they pulled me out. I didn't ask to go. And then they stuck me in this chair for Abigail. I don't know who Abigail is. Does anybody know who Abigail is? Like, that would be sitting in an honor seat somewhere. Those honor seats, to me, I call them spiritual traps. And I said, you shouldn't ever take people out of their body and keep a piece of them and put them in these chairs, in these seats. I call them like not a Faraday cage. A Faraday cage blocks away electronics. It's like that, though. You get stuck in there. They don't let you go. And they play games, like a little trickster, a little Lokis. Lokis are fine. I like jokes, but the Lokis that I've met are mean, and you don't feel pain, and they do terrible little tricks to people. And so I petition that they get the sensation of pain, even if they're in a physical body. If I've seen them somewhere else and they're in a physical body, how come they don't feel pain? I don't think that's fair. So I petitioned about, if they're going to do stuff like that, they should at least know the consequences, right? I mean, I didn't even think a Loki was real. I never thought demons were real, or what I would consider a demon, till, oh man, I don't even want to talk about it. Never mind. I'm going to drop it because I grabbed it and I left with it. Because, there's been lapses of time, but I left with this darn thing and took it out to pasture. Because we can go out. I jumped out to beyond the Abzu, beyond oblivion, beyond extinction, into non-existence. And then I kept going further with it until it completely was non-existent, never to come forth again. Like, I just kept, whacking at it until it was one being. And then as I was, taking it out, it showed all the different ones that came out of it. And it was awful. And I don't believe in them. I never thought that there was such a thing. I said that demons are demands. I kind of thought of it as an oppression put on people, heavy-handed and demanding, because it rhymes with it. But anyways, I didn't like that because it shook every thing that I thought was real. Like that stuff's just not. But that Enoch, that's when I kind of railed into the Metatron and the Enoch, trying to figure out what the flip did they do. What did they do with those beings that he locked up? And I want to cry because it's awful. And the same with that planet, what they were doing over there. I don't like. I'm gonna drop it. Let's talk about something else, because the fighting with these things has been horrible. And I don't know what I did to get pulled in the first place and for all this to happen. I mean, gosh darn it drove me nutty. And I don't need that crap in my life. I visited the simulation theory thinking, okay, maybe this is all fake. Maybe I lost my marbles. Um, but I saw that gentleman again, the one I saw at 15, where he was standing in a weird place. When I got pulled, let me let you know this. When I got pulled, I didn't go to the like the where I saw. I said, "There's a trap at the firmament. What the freak is that? What is that that's sticking out on the firmament? It's kind of like tilted back to the side. Like if you were to look at the planets in our galaxy, Earth is the last one, and it was like off to the side, so its surface would look one way, and you wouldn't really see this. Uh, I have to draw a picture of it. It's really weird. And I went to Mount Olympus. It's not on Earth. I guess maybe they might have one as above so below, I guess. But when I found Mount Olympus, it was at the bottom. All kinds of Earths that were corded together and all kinds of flat realms from beings that came over to try and help the situation that never got to leave. And they drain the power, which kind of gets you into where vampires came from. They drain out your divinity and your power, and then eventually your life force. But they can't create because divine law is something that just happens, but they replicate. So they'll make your realm over and over and over again, and they'll replicate Earth. The problem is they've taken all the minerals and stuff. They can only replicate what they have. So there's like a bunch of them. So it gives credence then, I guess, to those that say that there's multiple Earths and a multiverse. So I'm not ever going to tell anybody that they're right or wrong in their uh, investigations, because I've seen some crazy stuff, even ships. And no, JJ, they only took me on a ship one time. They come around, I see them, and I film them. They they won't. They don't take me in there no more because I messed up their equipment, not on purpose. It wasn't comfortable. They put these things in my head, and I just like, and I just like, I don't like this. It's not comfortable, and I shot the whatever. I don't know what I did. God knows, I guess, but it fried their equipment. So, the others that were in there, they got freed up. The ones that were trapped in there, and then the other ones that were, flying over and grabbing for they're still trying to do weird science, by the way. That's how I see it. But yeah, they took me one time, and brought me back. They brought me back. I was a stinker. Get rid of that rotten apple and throw it out. And then, but who knows if there's many Earths? Which one did they drop me off on? Because sometimes my stuff will be missing or moved, or people will seem just a little different. Oh no. I need to go see my psychiatrist. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, not the same Earth, not to me. No. And when I did that, that is like what I got the feeling that I went, like, they dumped me down. Like I was on this one, and then they dropped me 1, 2, 3. And then when I was there, they declared war on me. So that's under the radar. They declared war on me. And then somebody named, I think his name's Malkin. A being named Malkin pushed me into a private realm. He said it was Father's realm. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, He thought it would be a better place. That one place was a war zone. And when he moved me, I was like, this isn't any better. Every single one of them, it's a war zone here too. And it was awful. So, but that was a flat realm. So when people say that they believe in flat earth and things like that, I'm not going to say nothing because I know it's a flat realm. It's that you move on them. You don't need wings. When you're going somewhere by yourself, you can move at the speed of thought. Boom, 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 boom. And go and look, observe and do and go. Depending on what's opened up to you. And then if you're going to go with your family or something's, an event that you're going to go to, you take your realm and you can travel very quickly. You don't have to have a ship underneath you to move it or nothing. It just moves because everything's alive. We don't have plastic stuff or things like that. Now, I do want to say we have technology. We had technology before they ever plugged anything in, and it was more advanced than what we have today. It's amazing. But we've fallen into this weird rut of an oligarchy. Some wanted to have the power and control over others. So they did weird science, I guess. I don't know. But I know that somebody is talking about they're trying to have a breeding program with these other beings. And I know that there was a recovery area made for like rapture, so to speak. You get carried out of here, but then people are used to this and they'll need to recover to go back to the way they were before they came in. And it was on Jupiter. And then I went there and saw that the council members grabbed them and opened it up and still had their little council, and they sat a new being in there. And then I went to the core of Jupiter and I was like, holy cripes. And then it was like a whirlwind went down, grabbed somebody, and went left. And I guess that, from what I understand, I went over to that council and took it home, so to speak. Took it to the deity. You deal with this shit. And yeah, but it was like seeing something that was going to happen in the future and going over and checking it out. So that one was squashed. That's the one I told you guys about it, where I saw those really tall, very pale beings when I went there to check it out. And it was really pretty. And then I ate all that food and it was like instant, as soon as the lady would hand it to me, it was already done, just like perfect. And Joe was with me, but he kept falling back out. And I go back and meet him. And then, but he missed dessert and he didn't come back in. And I went to like 4 different places. I shared that with you guys because that was a weird phenomena to go and look at these amazing things. And I recognized a lot of you, even though we looked different. But I recognized, I knew who it was. It was like, wow, that is really amazing. But the Jupiter one that I saw, the first one where I ate and all that stuff, that one was fine. Except for who are these tall white, they're not white like how white. They're very, I would want to say almost albino-ish, but they're not. They don't. They're too pale and they're too tall and they're kind of lanky. And I got in trouble because I said, well, I have to make a living. Maybe I should open up a tanning salon for those bees. And that the lady, she called herself Jupiter, actually. She rebuked me for even bringing up a tanning thing. I was like, oh, okay. I don't want to stay here. And she disappeared and I went off to the meal thing. And I went to like 4 other places that were absolutely amazing. It's like we're creating places all the time. It's just a matter of getting off this rock or getting out of our realm and going and experience them. You don't want to complain? Oh, China wasn't shaped like that. Okay. China wasn't shaped like that. Japan wasn't located here. New Zealand isn't the same. Cuba and Greenland. There's a lot more than that. I mean, I don't, I don't recognize this place. And when that weird phenomenon happened, and the weird war, and I'm in somebody else's territory, I was told by the being that I met when I was 15, we only have to worry about the United States. And I was like all worried about what about the one taking one left and this that. I mean, my Christianity was spewing out of me like crazy, and then I was told not to worry about that. And come to think of it, the silhouette that came and talked to me through my ceiling had the same shape as that gentleman I showed you guys earlier. And he told me all these weird places. And I was like, where are those places? They're not here. And he said, exactly, stop worrying about it. I was like, okay. That was before the war, though, before they declare war on me. Now let's get into Metatron. Now, that's where he was standing. Okay, they have a being that's standing there. But they have AI in there. And I've been bitching about that for a long time. Who would take technology in a place where you're to create? You wouldn't. You don't need technology to create. You're a natural creator, right? But the Metatron, the voice of God, they've used this, and I researched it after I had the argument with what Enoch did, and now his is a dream. He didn't go face to face. They use what they call voice to skull technology, and they tested it out as a military weapon that and I think it was Islamic males. They did a voice to skull, and the thing about voice to skull technology is it's going to hit a certain frequency and everybody's going to hear it that it's directed at. So they all heard what they thought was the voice of God telling them to lay down their arms and go home. I don't like things that are used that mess with mankind's psyche. I think that's intrusive. But just like Project Bluebeam, they want you to believe that they're projecting certain things in the sky. But if you really take a look, you can tell the fake from the real. It's really, really simple because you can tell if it's man-made or if it's, from a higher place. At least I can. I can tell a real from a fake, just like those things flying across my sky. I can tell when I look at them, I'm like, okay, that one's from here. Oh, where the heck did you come in from? Because the other ones will just blink in and boom and take off. They don't have a chemtrail. Excuse me. They don't have a chemtrail of meat and licorice or anything trailing behind them. They move really quick across the sky, and we see them. I mean, they're easy to see. And the other ones have like a trail behind them. You can tell it's man-made, but they have lights and stuff on them, and I'm like, no, that's from here. But why do we have HARP, right? To modify our weather. Was the Lord trying to make it rain? I'm sorry, I had to say it. Sorry. I mean, I'm a God-fearing woman. Okay. I know that there is divine. I know that we're all cut from the divine. And there's a piece of the divine in each of us, so we're all experiencing life in different ways. It's just sometimes I don't understand why certain things happen. There's no reason that I should have. Isn't blasphemy of the spirit, like spiritual abuse, isn't that the unforgivable? I mean, I don't care if you think that of the Galactic Federation or spiritually or with the ether or, as an empath or whatever way you look at it. When they cross the line and they take you, from your own body or encroach on you. I thought that was the unforgivable, no matter what direction you looked at it. So, yes, let me know what you think about that. I mean, so I would think all of them would be that did that would be doing the unforgivable. And why did they think they could get away with it or say that I'm in somebody else's territory? Because I said, well, fine, come see me face to face. I have some complaints about the way you run things here. It's a bit rough. Mm, truth is ambiguous here. Why? Um, I know I'm being a little tongue-tied because it's just too. I was telling Joe the other day, I'm like, this is too fantastical. I couldn't make this up if I tried. I probably should have been keeping a journal or something, but I don't even want to remember, or even I wouldn't want to look back at some of this stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, and ambiguous, but they tell us. It's like solar power. It's like solar power. Why is our sun white? Where did my fiery sun go? Anybody else missing their fiery sun? I want my heartless fiery sun back in the sky. It was pretty and it made, beautiful sunsets. This white sun, it's hot and I don't understand. I don't understand how we move from the outskirts of the Sagittarius arm into the Orion spur, which is close to the galactic center, which would be the eye. And when we get into the eye, vroom, home. It could when you're done here, you just jump into their eye and you go home. That makes sense. Because I've jumped through there several times. I mean, somebody poked a hole in one of the barricades, and they put technology in there, and it made. I don't know if you guys remember. I told you guys I had this weird dream, and now there's a hole there, and it makes this loud squealing sound like I hear when that stuff's going on. And I go right through it real quick because it's terrible. It's like somebody punched a hole and they put technology. I couldn't tell if it was technology making that sound or if it was organic life because it looks like it's alive too. And that was I don't know 2 years back when no, let me see. December it was in December of 2020. December of 2020. Uh, I noticed that there was a hole popped in the firmament, granting access to some that may not have been ordained to go past that area. You know what I mean? And I brought that up, and then I look at it, and I found technology in that thing at the firmament. I found technology in that one they pulled me up in, and I just asked, why do you need technology here? You shouldn't need it. You shouldn't need to keep our records on a computer and then have apps. And then they, people will play these games and stuff like Diner and Simpsons and stuff like that. And then these beings are mean. They will like chip up a person on a ship and lick it, and then you'll have back pain and headaches and all this stuff from working at the diner, getting bonked on the head, getting that sweetness crushed out of you. I'm like, what are you guys doing? So what I'm telling you, that I have complaints on these beans, and I think they're mean. It's weird stuff like this that I see. It's like, what the flip are you doing? Put those down. Why do you have those in here? I mean, why do I see you down there and I see you up here? What is that? How do you keep up with yourself by location like this? I mean, oh my God. Anyway, someone else has to be going through this. I know that there's no way that I'm the only one. But either that or got myself in big trouble, and I'm getting a good humbling over it. Oh, my butt handed to me, um, over and over again by these things. Now, I did get permission if they come at me with my power to take it from them. I don't want to keep it. Because that would be dirty, dirty. I consider it dirty. It needs to be cleaned and then allocated out by the deity that I know that is one being, but they're both male and female. Um, I, I don't know. Would you want to be called God of this place? Just out of curiosity. Free, would you want to be called God of this place? Like, because I said, I wouldn't even want to be called God of this place. Your energy is so slow since 7 years ago. Well, I'd say, Patrick, I'd keep it slow and low. That raising your vibration, look out for that, because that high pitched ringing sound, I hear it gets worse when there's a lot of activity in the sky. And now the 5G's kind of drove me a little, it makes my ears ring. I had to be real careful. It does, and that high pitch and high vibration causes anxiety. It does. Because you feel like you're like jumping up and down. And you can't get. I couldn't get sleep because my ears were ringing so loud. And then I heard this being on the council say, turn it up to make her go nuts. And I was like, what the flip did I just hear? Can I go and see this being face to face? Turn it up to make her go nuts. What the flip does that mean? You never had the ringing ears? Ah, don't even speak it. Don't even think it. You don't want it. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. They call it tinnitus, but I'm going to tell you what. Where does tinnitus come from? I mean, where do you live at, Patrick? Don't tell me exactly, but what state or what country are you in? You're in the United States, aren't you? Aren't you in the Midwest? Like, not Oregon, Oklahoma, Kansas, or Texas, like through the center. You're in Wisconsin. Okay, so you're way up north then. Wisconsin is way up north, right? North, center north. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette. I don't care. I'm not monetized anymore. I took too long of a hiatus. Madison, yeah, it's a small area, right? It's not like I'm out here in California, so it's highly populated. And I'm about 2 hours north of Los Angeles. I mean, SoCal to me is just way too busy. Way too busy. But this place wasn't this populated when I moved here in 2010, and now it's had a major uptick. I mean, even my house. I bought my house in 2000, and we bought it in 2011, and it's almost doubled in the price on what we could get for it. It's like, what the heck? It's crazy. Is Madison real pretty? I'm gonna check the other side, see if somebody did pop in. JJ, see if you can get in here in the StreamYard, and I'll talk to you guys offline. And Patrick, oh, you can't come in with Safari, can you? Is that what you're saying? You can't come in the chat and talk to us on Safari? Formerly Hippieville in the late 60s, early 70s, from Milwaukee next door to Madison, larger city. Yeah, Madison. Milwaukee is busy. Isn't that your capital? I would think it would be busy. You sound I'm like reading your, looking at you, better than before. That, when I talked to you before, like you're more settled with you. You know what I mean? Not so stressed. I don't feel stress off you. I feel a calming. And I mean, I can't believe I've been offline for so long, and so much has happened, and I just don't know how to even share it. I don't know. I don't even know I don't know what to think about it myself, let alone share it. And I don't know what I would think about somebody else sharing something like this. I don't know what I would think about them. I would say like, are you nuts? Because that's, I mean, my rational mind says this is not possible. It's not possible. Yeah, I mean, this stuff's not, it doesn't, and then I can't, like I said, I couldn't make this stuff up. It's way too fantastical. And I'm not talking once every 6 months something happens. I'm talking almost every day. I have to confront something, and I don't like it. I really don't like it. You know, do you know what quantum travel is? I heard I was accused of it when I had a dream. I went into this place. It was underground, kind of like it. Okay, I'm picturing his face. The guy that talks about mud floods. He's friends with Dan Scarab, Eagle, something. Gosh darn it. Anyways, he talks about mud floods, and he also does like Google earthing and stuff. He's a Christian, man. He's really sweet. But he's talking about mud floods, and it made me think of that because it was like, it looked like a big school building, but it was underground and there wasn't lighting. It was all gray in there. And there's a bunch of doors. And I walked into a door. This was during a dream, like I said. And I found somebody in there that I cared about deeply. And they looked at me like they were there, just terrified. Oh my gosh, you're in here now too? And then I hugged them. And then I heard him saying, the master of this realm's not that bad. I'm like, what the frick are they talking about? And I was sitting on this couch. There's only one couch in there. There was a table. There was a bunch of people in this room, almost like a classroom size. And then I heard a jiggle at the door. And the being that I came in, the person I saw in there that I was, drawn to, jumped up. I mean, had to jump about 12 foot, sat down on the ground in the stall and put their hood over their head on the ground. And so did everybody else when this being walked in the door. And there was one on this side, one on this side still, and the other one jumped. And that sucker, that being that walked in there, whack, hit this one in the back of the head. I was like, what a jerk. And then he got by me and was about to whack me, but then he got frozen. And I was dreaming. It was during a dream type episode. So I got up and I walked over and I opened the door and started to walk out. And all of them came out. Even that one came up right behind me and everybody left. The next thing I know, all the doors were blown open. That place was packed. I mean, they're all telling me their names and saying, go tell my family where I'm at. Go tell my family where I'm at. I guess they figured since I went in there and I met up with a family member, that a family member needs to go in there and get you. It was weird. And then they all disappeared. That was in 2000, around 2000, mid 2000s when I started having the out of body and dream stuff. Well, apparently I got accused of quantum travel, and that's supposedly illegal. But I think quantum travel is something I've been seeing go on from these others. where they come into our space and they're invisible, but they're able to carry tools and weapons and move about, like open doors through our walls, and I mean just weird sci-fi stuff. I mean, I would not have believed it. I just have a hard time swallowing even my own experiences. I think that's more like quantum travel because they're fully aware. It's not like you're in a dream and you're kind of stumbling through it like I was. Definitely wouldn't think that dreaming was quantum travel. Even what do you call it? Remote viewing. That's not quantum travel. I don't think so. You're just kind of hovering over. You're not in a physical form, and when you're doing it, you're not there to do harm. You're just observing, and these things actually interact. And when they come around us, they put us to sleep. Okay, if an angel comes around you or whatever, it put you to sleep. They have the ability to put you to sleep. So I petitioned against that too and said, I don't think they should be able to put mankind to sleep. They're not friendly. They're not what you think they are. And then I don't know. I don't know how to explain this stuff. I talked to Lee, Captain 777. I know you probably know him, Pat, or because of Discord. But he's like, there's no such thing as those, and they can't do anything to you unless they're invited. And I was like, that's what I thought too. So I got to figure out where did I step in the mud puddle to end up getting on the chit list from these beings, because I don't want to do what they're asking me to do, and they say no. I don't know if that makes them mad too. Anyways. I don't know how to explain it. I'll get it something. I'll probably write something up about what's going on. I definitely know the empathy part, the feeling, the intensity of every other being around me is definitely ramped up. I'm acutely aware of my surroundings. I'm acutely aware of what's going on in my skies above me, and also what's going on below me. Um, and I clear my house all the time. I clear my backyard, um, because I don't know how to explain it. My swimming pool's been a lifesaver, and when they come down hard or whatever, and I observe it, I just throw it in my pool until the deity air cleans up. Take it home, because they really shouldn't be using that kind of. Reset my settings for permission, and it won't let me in. What? Are you on a computer or a cell phone? Let me get the link again. Make sure I got it right. Yeah, I'm gonna copy it. Copy. And hang on, I'm gonna send it to you in your Gmail, JJ. See if that makes a difference for you. Okie dokie. Okie dokie, honey bunny. And Patrick, I don't have yours. Hold on. Where did I send you that message, Goof? Send me a message in Gmail. So it'll pop up in here, and I'll put the link in there. Both of you. Yeah, cell phone will work. But I get excited when I talk to somebody and I know it's the same one. It's the same person that I talked to before. Because that means we came in here together. That means you're my friend, and you're also, taking up arms we're here to protect each other. But yeah, I do. I get them out. We think we have privacy. Wish I could take a picture of that sucker right there. I'm gonna try to on my cell phone and show you guys what the heck I'm talking about. Where is my phone? Ooh, 11. Oops. Let me try to take a picture of this thing. I've never tried to take a picture of these things. I wonder if it'll show up. Say cheese, sucker. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me. There it is. Jerk. We see you. Oh, let's see. I'm putting it right there. This is what I call quantum trouble. I'll have to clear out my garage probably because I'm sharing. He's right here. Here. Why is it doing that? There he is. He's right at the. He's at the bottom. And, like, there's his head, there's his body, and there's his legs. Why is it doing that? Do I need to put it more in the light? Oh, that sucks. That's a sucky way to look at there. I'll blow him up. Because I'm out in my garage right now. Hang on. Turn this off. So you can see it better. Yeah, I see you, jerk. I see that one too. Oh my god. These are jerks. It's rude. I'm gonna tell on you. Anyways, I don't know if you can see that. Oh, let me try and do it in StreamYard. Maybe I can see if you guys can see it better. Why does it do that? Is it because I have a false background up? It's making it so you can't see. I'm going to take the false background off. You guys will be fine with that for a minute, won't you? Not that. That's not what I wanted. Hang on. I'm going to take my false background off, and it'll be just a green screen. Let's see if that makes a difference. Oh, shoot. Hang on.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Huh? I wasn't talking to you, Siri. Shut up. Siri don't know how to respond to that. Okay. I see you. Okay. You see him? Maybe down. Let me see. There. That sucks. I got a lip balm down there. Hey, the lip balm is like right behind his head. Okay, I'll put my little thingy back up. This stuff messes with us, and it shouldn't. It shouldn't have a right. It shouldn't be anywhere near us ever. These things, I mean, that's what I would consider quantum travel. Okay. I'm having a problem with my Google. You don't have to be on Google, honey. And like her on her cell phone, you can join on there. Did you send me a instant message on where I sent you a message to JJ to let you know I was going to go on tonight? It's just not pulling it up right now. Let me see. There you are. I found you. Hold on. History is on, huh? Hold on. Are you getting the messages that I'm sending you in there? I gave you a little instruction thingy too. Let me see. Patrick, do I have you in here? I don't see you. Gmail. I sent you a little message in Gmail, and it said when I just sent it to you, it sent a little box like of an instruction thingy. But it doesn't matter what browser you're using. It's just a chat forum, and when you're like I need to use Google because I'm running the software on my system. But for others to join, you don't. Because JJ's come in many times from her cell phone. So, are you doing it from your computer? I get on StreamYard with Yahoo too. So, and Explorer. So it doesn't really matter what browser software you're using. Did that link bring you in at all? Anybody? Nope. Nada, you didn't get the Gmail? Yes, you did. It's right there. I see it. I see it. Look, I'm going to show it to you. Hang on. StreamYard. I'm going to present. Share screen. Let me know. Where are you at? Where'd it go? Here we go. See? JJ. Oops. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, honey. I'm sorry. Bleep that out. No one's going to watch this long anyways. But this is what it popped up as. What I'm going to try to do is I'll front over to... no, that's not what I want. StreamYard. So I'm going to stop screen sharing, and I'll send it to Patrick on his Facebook. Sound like a deal? I don't know if you've talked to Patrick in offline or anything, JJ. Like him. He's a sweetheart. He's also a very talented artist. I've seen some of his drawings and stuff, and I've seen some of that kind of phenomena. Where are you at? Where are you at, Patrick? There you are. Okay. Let's see if it'll do the link in there for you. Okay. It gave you that little instructional thing too on your Facebook. Okie dokie. I gotta close Facebook though, because it's too much with this on there too. So pop in and we'll chat online for a little bit. It's just the three of us. And I'll zip this up because it's just very difficult to share some of these things because everybody always wants to talk about light and love and this and that, and neglecting that every being out there isn't always about light and love. There she is. And it says her device is not connected. Yeah, you just popped in, so there she is. You want to come online with me for a little bit, or you want to just sit there for a second? Answer me in the here. There you are. I don't care if you want to come online or not. You're online now.
Can you hear me?
Uh-huh. We can all hear you, honey. She's got such a sweet.
I'm behind.
So did you get the link off of where I told you?
How do I catch up?
Turn that off. I'm gonna jump offline and have you and Patrick come in and we'll visit. I'll share more with you than I will live. It's too much. You gotta mute her because you can hear me right here.
So do I just stay on here?
Yeah, stay in here. Stay in this room. I'm gonna shut this stream off, the live stream, and have you and Preliminal come in here. We'll visit. Just give me a second, and I'm gonna jump down to the bottom. I'm gonna put you down there too while I close this out real quick. I'll be right back. you guys, thanks for coming. And I'll try and do some content and explain some of this weird stuff. I know everybody always wants to hear the positive, but it's not always. It's not always positive, the things we go through. And, to be realistic, it wouldn't be fair to sit there and prop somebody up and say, oh, it's going to be all sunshine and roses, when my experience has been both. And to overcome, some of these obstacles. Like I said, it's just too fantastical. And if you're wondering why I've been away, that's why I'm trying to wrap my mind around it and do battle with things that I don't understand. I know I don't like them. They're not friendly, and I got sick of asking permission, and just took off with something and handled the business, and then came back, and then only to find out that they brought it forth again, but not as bad. But we'll talk about that later. Some of us do different things, but I've seen a lot of you guys out there too. We're just not aware of what we're actually out there doing. It's pretty amazing. Anyways, remember to share what you know, and since so we grow. And I'll talk to you guys soon. As you can see, I lost my monetization, which I never got paid anyways, because it takes forever to come up to $100. Anyways, before they'll even pay you. So I'm not too worried about that crap. But if you want to sponsor, I got a PayPal and I got a Patreon still, I think. I'll have to check on that. But I love you guys. Stay safe. Don't spend money you don't have. I'm not really too worried about that. I'm more taking it one step at a time, one day at a time. And share what you know and listen so we can all grow. And where's my outro?